My civil rights have been totally violated with this highly political, unconstitutional, and election-interfering witch hunt of a trial.
You know, Trump is not only a traitor, a sociopath, or a cognitively declining bucket of skin tags, or an uncaring prick, he's also a hack.
We will together make America great again.
What the hell does that mean? Make America great again. Trump had 4 years to make something great, and it was great if you were a billionaire or a corporation or a white supremacist.
And I cannot wait for the day that we win. We will. We're right. The entire country knows this is nonsense.
What the hell did you just say?
We're right.
The truth is, most of America and almost all of Trump's base didn't see things improve. But that was never the point. Trump fell into the presidency the way a turd sometimes won't flush and used the gig to try and make himself wealthy. It was no make America great again. It was make me great somehow.
Even I say to myself, you're a frickin' genius.
Trump's true talent and the explanation for his army of dull-witted junior high diplomas is simple: lying and grifting. He's taken shortcuts his whole life and has been hated by anyone with a 50-word vocabulary. But the end might be closer than you think.
Our new CBS News poll finds that 57% of Americans think the jury reached the right verdict, with virtually the same share, 56%, saying he received a fair trial. As more evidence of the partisan split in America, 96% of Democrats said the guilty verdict was the right one. So did 56% of independents. But 8 in 10 Republicans say the verdict was the wrong one and that the trial was not fair. Finally, half think that Trump is not fit to be president.
Trump is trying his best to drag his idiot base and Fox News into this most ridiculous lie of his adult life, that he is some kind of martyr to be worshipped and idolized, which is not only insane, but completely void of merit.
I am the political prisoner of a failing nation.
Fat Donnie isn't a political prisoner any more than Dairy Queen is a Rhodes Scholar.
MAGA cannot be ignored. Indictable crimes and the abuse of power.
Trump is a common criminal who was indicted by regular people and convicted by regular people. And despite this being the trial that no one thought was important, it has turned into a metaphor for understanding everything that is wrong with this syphilitic ass munch.
A legal expense, the only thing you could have called it.
How many times have you heard Tiny Finger say legal expense? It's almost like he doesn't even understand what it is he's saying. So here it is. After the defense tried to shift blame from Trump to his attorney, Michael Cohen, the prosecution used its closing arguments to destroy their claims and walk the jury through documents that tied Donnie Indictable to the hush money scheme. Simply put, Trump took part in an illegal conspiracy to undermine the integrity of the 2016 election and an unlawful plan to suppress negative information, which included the hush money payment to Stormy Daniels. The receipts in Pecker and Stormy's testimony was all the proof they needed, and Cohen's testimony was the final nail. The jury, a mix of Democrats and Republicans, but mostly New Yorkers, took only 7 hours to say, "That's for you, Trump."
Political prisoner of a failing nation.
This case had no politics at all. Trump was indicted for simply trying to shut down the truth. He's a low-life creep. The legal expenses were nothing more than a bribe, which combined with falsifying business documents to influence the results of an election turned out to be a felony. It was a slam dunk, and all this revealed the depths of which Trump will sink.
That is crazy.
I wasn't allowed by the judge to use in any form the standard reliance on counsel defense or advice of counsel. My lawyer at the time did virtually everything on the NDA, non-disclosure agreement, which is a very commonly used agreement, very legal. And I assumed that what he did was correct. I did absolutely nothing wrong, and frankly, there was nothing done wrong. NDAs are so standard and so commonly used. And I just say that we are going to end these witch hunts.
Here, Trump is trying to blame a lawyer for not telling him not to break the law. In other words, he's saying my lawyer should have stopped me. He truly will throw anyone under the bus. And my favorite part is Trump talking about paying Stormy and having her sign an NDA as if that makes everything okay. But here's the deal about NDAs. You can't enforce a non-disclosure agreement if the agreement is for you to break the law. This is MAGA logic. All rules must favor me, and ultimately, it's his plan for the country.
Today I add, I am your warrior. I am your justice. And for those who have been wronged and betrayed, I am your retribution. I am your retribution.
Trump threw Cohen under the bus, and Michael Cohen spent 2 months in solitary confinement in a federal prison, while MAGA set out to destroy Stormy. But she said, F you. She wasn't going to stand by and let this mentally challenged mushroom dick threaten her, but that's what he did.
And a guy walked up on me and said to me, leave Trump alone, forget the story. And then he leaned around and looked at my daughter and said, a beautiful little girl, it'd be a shame if something happened to her mom. And then he was gone.
And that's why this case is a perfect metaphor for the real Trump, a severely demented psychopath who will threaten bodily harm for any political enemy and then follow through.
I don't know if I'll do the fighting myself or if other people will.
Fuck these Democrats!
And everyone knows that Trump stole top secret documents, then instructed his Mar-a-Lago staff to hide and destroy them when the FBI requested their return. And we know he attempted a coup in Georgia, pressuring the Georgia Secretary of State to alter voting records so he might win.
I just want to find 11,780 votes.
And of course, January the 6th, where Trump sent thousands to the Capitol, knowing they were armed and encouraging them to attack Pence, Pelosi, and disrupt the vote count.
You know what I'm hearing? The Pence just caved.
No.
Is that true?
I didn't.
I'm hearing reports that Pence caved.
No
I'm
way.
telling you, if Pence caved, we're gonna drag through the streets.
Today, Patty Funkwickle compares himself with Nelson Mandela and Mother Teresa, which is offensive in a whole myriad of ways, but an insight into who he really is.
Political prisoner.
But is Trump's gaggle of bottom feeders beginning to grow weary of his lies and threats?
Stand back and stand by.
Senator Lisa Murkowski, a Republican from Alaska, has had it. She's demanding Trump step down. And then Ken Buck, a conservative congressman who MAGA had voted for in the past, said, "No mas, I'm done with this."
I am not going to lie on behalf of my presidential candidate, on behalf of my party. And I'm very sad that others in my party have taken the position that as long as we get the White House, it doesn't really matter what we say.
And the hush money trial may be the only legal consequence, as Trump-appointed judges are delaying court dates as to not interfere with Trump's bloviations.
End these witch hunts. It has to end. It has to end. But think of it. You rely on a lawyer, and you're allowed to do that, and the judge wouldn't allow that as a defense. It's a standard defense. He wouldn't allow it. If this can happen to me, it can happen to anyone.
Trump is right. This could happen to me. I mean, if I was cheating on my wife and newborn with an adult film star while I was running for president and having an attorney falsify records so I could pay her off to shut up.
I have absolutely no idea who this woman is.
Trump is an old man. Look at him. He's sliding quickly. And like most sociopaths, he will bring anyone down with him. And that's for real. He's threatened to shoot immigrants and protesters.
He also, as you say in the book, in your opening page, was saying, why can't you just go out and shoot the protesters in the legs?
Look, it was obviously a very shocking and troubling remark for the president to suggest that we shoot protesters, we shoot Americans.
And the legal conclusion, along with Tiny Finger's reaction, cements the real impression of Trump on a personal level. While he will sink the country to save himself, this trial proved two things. Trump has no friends or family. Jared and Ivanka got their payouts and they're gone. Melania sleeps in another room. Junior's a train wreck. Eric gets dimmer every day. And Trump can't even remember how old Barron is. None of them were in the courtroom supporting him. And can you blame them? And friends? Pfft. Trump may think these Republican eunuchs are his friends as they offer up their asses to be plowed by Fat Donnie, but they too will be gone when they get theirs, or Trump gets bored.
Political prisoner.
Trump may be a prisoner, but not in the literal sense. He is, however, trapped in his decaying gray matter, slurring and stumbling toward an end that has been coming a long time, but not soon enough.
We will give them pardons.
It's time to turn Make America Great Again into Leave America the F*** alone.
Damn right.
We could very well have a sitting president under felony indictment.
This isn't their Republican Party anymore.
You're in a lot of trouble, Donnie.
I'm Chip Franklin.